acquisition was called ABC, Assignment for Benefits of Creditors, and basically it reached a point where it had run out of capital and we had to go through a process of significant restructuring. We've had a new owner come in, has bought all of the assets, has bought all of the IP and everything that was Onlive back in California, and at the same time we've also been rebuilding, so we've rehired a lot of people. We're starting almost, not starting completely afresh, but we're having to rethink a lot of things that we've done before and how we're doing business, and that's the process we're going through right now.
There's a mixed sort of view on Onlive. A lot of people consider you quite generous. Last year they gave out huge amounts of consoles. The other side sort of thinks that you're a bit new to it and don't really understand what you're doing. Have you got words for either of the two sides?
It's a great question. Well, certainly we were new to it. New to it in the sense that we were the first cloud gaming company. So one of the things that we've got to do there is, the first thing we had to do was get the message out of what is cloud gaming. That's a huge challenge. It's a new technology. People didn't really understand what it was. We had to spend a lot of time getting over the, does it work, can it work, is it even possible? Having got through that, the next thing you have to do is build a brand. And building a brand is expensive. You look at the amount of money spent. I mean, here we are at Eurogamer, and you only have to walk around the show floor and look at the titles that are in place, the amount of money that's spent on advertising those titles. And quite honestly, it's more money than Onlive ever had. So to build an entire brand from the ground up with brand new technology, whilst also developing new business models, because one of the other things to think about here is there was no precedent for this business. So we've had to figure out as we were going along what the right business models are to bring for the consumers, but also the publishers, the partners, the developers we work with. And that's really the thing that we're now focused on going forward, is what are the right business models to make this work.
With it all being cloud-based, do you not think that some gamers would perhaps miss the physical limited editions, or do you offer something to sort of subside that?
I think there's always going to be that, but that's an argument that's been going on for so long through every single media transition. I've got a box full of LPs at home that I hang some of them on my wall as art. I mean, it's just, but you can't buy those anymore. You don't see that kind of tangible product. We've seen the same thing with video. We've seen the same thing with music. So we're doing the same thing with video games. But also the other thing to think about is, why do you want that product, and what is it reaching out to? And one of the things that Onlive does is it reaches to a new customer, it reaches to a new market that may not have been interested in the product in the first place. So we can just stream games directly into a smart TV, straight onto a tablet. We're reaching people who ordinarily wouldn't have gone into a shop to buy a physical product in the first place, because now the gaming has become easier and more accessible.
One of the issues that I noticed with what you just said was, well, not what you said, but you say that you're trying to reach out to a new sort of standard gamer, but it's very awkward to, or it was very awkward to get an actual Onlive console. Are you intending to join up with a mainstream shop that will bring it into a bigger market?
So right now we have the micro console, and you can just go to the website to purchase that. But going forward, one of the big things that we're really going to focus on and change is our work with partners and moving into stronger partnerships. So in the US we announced with Vizio recently